Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and if you're here for the first time, welcome to the channel for the first time. We are back with another episode of eFootball Elite Tips, where I help you guys, by you I mean the newcomers to eFootball like myself, who kind of need some navigation, need some direction, because there's a lot in eFootball, and it is such a unique football experience. Far different from FC, far different from UFL, where you have to literally put aside your, let's call it, FIFA brain, just to be able to start comprehending the game of eFootball for all of its beauty, because it is a beautiful game, truly. And these tips are things that have helped me in the start of my journey really get a grasp on things in the menus, things on the pitch, just everything. So check out this and the other Elite Tips videos, but in this one, we are talking about logging in and a way to get cheap beasts. So when you're starting out, you can have that great foundation to get out on the pitch with a good team, be able to compete, and also while you're learning, use better and better players, right? So first off, logging in. That's pretty simple, right? Why would we need to go over that? Well, this is why. In eFootball, every time you log in, you get rewards. It's as simple as that. There is a mini game where you go and do a penalty kick as well, and it's just literally a minute of your time. You log in, you accept your reward, you go to the mini game, you take a penalty kick, right? And then that determines like which rewards you get for the day. You then go and collect that reward, and boom, every day there's more rewards. So even if there's a time period where you're not enjoying the game as much, or you're taking a little break, right? Maybe you're playing some Fortnite, some Call of Duty, maybe you're just not playing video games. It doesn't matter, whatever the reason is. Just simply log in. Take the little minute to do the PK, collect your rewards, and as you go, you will be on your way for completing objectives, right? Even just the login objectives could end up getting you random players that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten, and it will get you a ton of rewards that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten. I made this mistake early on. When I started this game, it was literally at the pretty much close to the start of this whole eFootball rebranding. So you can only imagine if I would have just kept logging in, all of the different rewards I would have gotten that I could have utilized now that I am playing the game. Just in the time that I've been playing and logging in every day. Even, by the way, when I was playing more, let's say, UFL, and just for that day, it was just logging in that I did. It was well worth it. Now, outside of just logging in, even when you're maybe not playing the game as much, just to keep moving along, getting all the rewards, those players who see all these amazing teams with all these legends and say, you know, I'm a free-to-play player. It seems like, you know, eFootball, you can't have a free-to-play team. That is 100% incorrect. Not only can you have a free-to-play team, but you can have a free-to-play team that absolutely can compete. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and act like these legends don't have a special aura on the pitch, that their skill sets, the way their AI engine works, doesn't make them phenomenal, right? There's no doubt. If you have two players with skill neck and neck, and one player has legendary players, the other one has more free-to-play or cheaper players, yes, the player with the legends is going to edge that other player out. But a skilled player with these cheap beasts that I'm about to show you how to get, you can absolutely not just do fine, but be successful as well. So what am I talking about by cheap beasts? Let's take a look here. So in several different areas in eFootball, you have the ability to earn free cards that can come in and be starters for your club. For instance, this Trent Alexander-Arnold, I bought the premium team pass for cheap, whatever it was, $5, $6, $7, $8, and he went right into my starting lineup, and I have a phenomenal squad. He has just most recently been replaced by Zanetti, who is an incredible right back, one of the best in the game. But that Trent Alexander-Arnold could easily go right back into my starting lineup and be great. All you have to do is pay, you know, $8, and you are guaranteed that star player, as opposed to going into maybe do some spins for some legendary players. You put $8, $10 actually is more like it to get 10 players, and none of them are even close to a Trent Alexander-Arnold, and now you leave there without a top player. So the gambling aspect, you don't have to do it. You can still get good players without putting in money. Or if you just want to put in a little bit of money, you see here in the coin selection, for you brand new players, you go into the eFootball coin selection and you're going to see a little bit of coins with some players attached to it. There's this almost one-time offer. I don't know if they replenish it as you go, but where you can get some beast players with a little bit of coins too. So check that out. I got both Pep Guardiola, who is an excellent defensive midfielder, as well as David Villa, who is an excellent striker. And for a while, they were in my starting lineup, and they really helped my team, right? Again, recently, I put more money in as I played the game more, right? And I have an excellent team, so they're in my reserves. But for a while, they were not only in the top 18, they were starting. So absolutely look into that. I think I got David Villa for like $3, and I think it was like $1 for Pep Guardiola. But don't mark my words on that. Just know that it was cheap, and I got some players out of it. Now, you can also go into these different areas in the shop and explore the ways you can get the different credits, right, that you earn just logging in and playing the game and stuff, and you can get some players out of that too, as well as other items. You see this Zoboslai here? You can earn enough E-points, which is one of several, currencies, let's call them, that you earn in eFootball, and you'll just collect them along the way. Like I said, even just logging in, you get some. I have 35, 50 right now. I can't quite afford Zoboslai, but you add those up, you keep checking in, and you can get some beast players there. And last but not least, when you go into packs, I wanted to show you this in particular because if you spend a little bit of money, right, but you don't want the gambling aspect, you want to guarantee you get players or managers out of it, go into packs, and particularly these team packs, and you see that Fernando Torres, a legendary boosted striker that I see in many lineups that I play, and he is an excellent striker. So tough to defend, great in the air, great dribbling, and obviously great finishing, as Fernando Torres was known for. And you can get him for $5. It takes the gambling aspect out of it, and it's cheaper than like the typical 10-player pulls that sometimes you got to do all the way up to hundreds of dollars to get the 3 players that are in the, and that's not even a guarantee as you go. You'd have to spend $150 to guarantee 3 players. You spend 5 here, you get an amazing Torres, right? You spend 1,500 coins here, and you get a manager and a starting 11 out of it. So maybe you have a favorite team in one of these, or multiple teams you support, or you just want some of these beast players. And yes, some of these are beast players. When you put them in with these boosted managers, their attributes go up even higher. So you're seeing here their max out attributes. Then obviously when you first get them, they're in the 80s or whatever, and you have to train them up. But once you train them up, these are the max attributes, but that's without the manager boost, right? So imagine you boost each of them up, let's say 3 attribute points. You get your 99 Bruno Fernandes, your 98 eLITE. And they have this for several different teams. Right now you have Man United, Bayern Munich, and Inter Milan in the store, and this will obviously keep rotating, but just this alone, right? 33 players to choose from, and it's no gambling. You're putting in some money, but you're getting some very good players, right? You know exactly who you're getting, though, and you get a bunch of players rather than spending up to 150 or roughly $150 for just the possibility to get these 3 legends. And there's only one last area that's similar to this, but not quite the same, and that is going in exactly where you would spend for those legends. And there's these different team specials or team of the weeks and things like this where it's a lot less players. So for instance, you see this Real Madrid special, I could get all of these players for, I think it's $8, $11, however many there are. Now in the 5-6 spins I did, I got the players I wanted, both Mbappe and Bellingham. You may not be so lucky, but at least you are guaranteed all of these players at $1 each, up to $8. And maybe you're a Real Madrid fan, or maybe it's just worth it to get the Mbappe, Bellingham, maybe even Camavinga, whoever you like out of this list, for a grand total of $8. It still gives you more control. And in this one, it's not a limited spin. Some of them, like the Team of the Week's Player of the Month, Team of the Month, whatever it's called, it's limited draws. But either way, it guarantees these players for a lower cost. That's the bottom line. So there are ways without these grand spins that you see online for these legendary players to still get beast, still get a lot of players, and have an excellent team with all of your favorite players, throwing in some legends in there too, like I showed you before. So don't think you just have to spend hundreds of dollars and it's all the way pay to win, so you can't enjoy eFootball if you can't put in all that money. It's just not the case. So take advantage of this. At the very least, make sure you're logging in. Then see what you want to do. If you want to put $0 in, remember, as you're logging in, as you're playing, you still get GP. Again, one of the other several currencies that's closest to, I guess you could call it, if you're coming from FC, like FIFA points, or coming from UFL, their GP is the closest thing to their CP. You can then take those coins you earn and go into the standard player list, which is where you can get your Mbappes, your Vinnies, all these different players that continue to boost up as you play with them, right? And on top of that, the marquee ones can absolutely hang with some of the, what let's call them, meta teams. Without a doubt, your Mbappes, your Vinnies. I love Van Dijk in this game, as well as I had Rodri for a while as one of my substitutes. He never made it in the starting lineup, but the standard list players, along with these players you can get, that I showed you previously in this video, you're off to a great start, and that can be your team all the way. The longer you play, the more times you log in and just add up minutes on the game, the more legends you're going to get. So further down the road, you can absolutely have a beast meta squad that you've just earned over a period of time. It's as simple as that. Then you want to put in a few bucks here or there. Those few bucks can go a long way in boosting your team that much further. It's as simple as that. So get to grinding, get to having fun. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.